is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air, and we all cherish our children's future. And today, we raise our voices to echo President Kennedy's words, but update them just a little bit to say, we all inhabit this small planet, we all breathe the same air, and we all deserve the freedom to marry. About 6 months ago, Stuart and I were married together in San Francisco City Hall after 21 years together. We were surrounded by our parents, our brothers and sisters, our cousins, our friends, and it was an enormously beautiful moment of pride and joy for our family. And we received this, a fully legal marriage license in the state of California. Family or your friends received one of these too, raise your arms and hands and shout, marriage equality now! 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 Something that was profound for us, also the moment that we married, was hearing those words, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of California, I pronounce you spouses for life. That moment was truly transformative for us because it was the first time in our lives, truly the first time in our lives, that we felt that our government was treating us as equal human beings. And that moment has changed everything for us and for our community. Because with that moment, there is absolutely no going back. I'm sure you might be a little bit feeling vulnerable today about the passage of Proposition 8, of course, and the Supreme Court actually deciding whether our marriage is valid or not. And of course, this is a serious matter. But the idea of someone taking our marriage license away from our hands truly strikes to the depths of our heart in a disturbing way. And that is why we have to rely on the knowledge that we know that we are equal human beings, and that our marriage is about love, and our movement is about love, and that we will stop at nothing to attain full equality. And that's why I do want to remember the words of the California Supreme Court just once more, because they declared something truly revolutionary, but something so very simply true, that every lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersexual, and yes, other, i.e. straight person, deserves the freedom to marry. And that lesbian and gay folks deserve the constitutional protections, not just about marriage, but in every single aspect of their lives. Every single aspect of their lives. It is about all of us. It is about all of us. It's about Stuart and me together 21 years. It's about myself as a gay person on this planet for 50 years. And it's about my gay cousin in North Carolina who is 86 years old. I say to you, 86 years is too late to wait for equality and dignity. 86 days is too late to wait for equality and dignity. 86 minutes, even 86 seconds is too late to wait for equality. So I say to you, once again, we all inherit this same planet. We all breathe the same air, and we all deserve our equal rights under the law.
As we are gathered here today, we have exactly 6,073,862 and counting reasons for hope, because that is the number of Californians who voted no on 8, who voted for the freedom to marry, who voted for equality under the law. 6 million and counting. And to the yes on 8 voters, We say, you are not our enemies, but we need to talk, honey. Because you are our future allies, and we have a secret weapon, because they are our inspiration in the struggle for the freedom to marry. They are my mom and dad, who campaigned, who rallied, who emailed, who talked to their neighbors with us all through the campaign, and are still with us today, and are doing everything they can. They will not rest until their son and son-in-law are legally married, have the freedom to marry for generations to come. Thank you, Mom and Dad. They're not just our heroes, but they're our examples, because my 84-year-old mom and dad are an interracial couple who know the freedom to marry as a personal struggle. My mom is Chinese, my dad is English and Irish. When my mom went to the University of California, she could not marry a person of another race. It wasn't until 1948 that California overturned that discriminatory law. That was exactly 60 years ago that California led the way in the freedom to marry. California once again needs to be a leader in the freedom to marry. Thanks to the California Supreme Court's words 60 years ago, they said the freedom to marry means the freedom to marry the person of your choice. That meant that my mom and dad married legally at the University of California at Berkeley, right where they met. And they lived to see the day that John and I married in San Francisco City Hall as our witnesses on our wedding day. Thank goodness there was no Proposition 8, though, when my mom and dad married. If their marriage and marriages like theirs had been put up for a vote, they would have been voted out of our existence. Our family would not be here today. Polls at the time showed that over 90% of Americans thought interracial marriage was wrong. They would have voted against loving couples like my own mom and dad. Well, thank goodness a generation later we've learned a thing or two. Mildred Loving, who with her husband Richard brought the historic lawsuit, Loving versus Virginia, that finally ended all state laws banning interracial marriage nationwide, made this statement 1 year ago. I believe all Americans, no matter their race, no matter their sex, no matter their sexual orientation, should have the same freedom to marry. I am proud that Richards and my name are on the court case that can help reinforce the love, commitment, the fairness, the family that so many people, black or white, young or old, gay or straight, seek in life. I support the freedom to marry for all. That's what Loving is all about. So today we hope and trust that the California Supreme Court will again be guided by the lessons of history, and that they will remember that we all inhabit this planet, we all breathe the same air, we all deserve the freedom to marry, and that marriage rights are civil rights. Marriage rights are civil rights.